The cell was dark. Cold metal walls surrounded her. Chains rattled when she moved. A light above flickered every few seconds, buzzing like a dying insect. She hadn't spoken in days. She was human. Her name was Evelyn. But they didn't call her that anymore. Now she was just Subject 47. The aliens kept her here. Tall, sharp-looking creatures with 4 arms and silver skin. Their faces had no mouths, just black masks and red eyes. They didn't ask her questions. They just hurt her. Shocks, needles, chemicals, machines. Every day they tested her. Every night they left her alone in the dark. She had stopped screaming. Long ago. One guard stood outside her cage now. His name was Vorin. He laughed at her. Still alive, human? You're strong for something so soft. Evelyn didn't look at him. She stared at the floor. Her hands rested on her knees. Thin, bruised, but steady. Vorin sneered. You'll break soon, like the others. He walked away, footsteps loud in the hallway. She slowly raised her head. Her eyes glowed faintly in the dark. The scientists watched her from the control room. She's adapting too fast, one said. The human brain shouldn't handle the serum, said another. But she is, the lead scientist replied. We push harder tomorrow. They all agreed. Except one. The youngest technician looked nervous. She used to cry, he whispered. Now she just stares. Nobody listened. That night, the cage lights went out for 3 seconds. When they came back on, Evelyn was standing. No one saw her move. No one told her to. She just stood there, quietly, like something had clicked, like she remembered something. Inside, her mind, the pain was changing. It used to burn. It used to tear her apart. But now, it made her focus. She remembered Earth, her parents, her school, her little dog, Max, blue sky. She remembered the day the ship came, the bright flash, and how she woke up in chains. But she also remembered something else. A voice. Not her own. Something deep, ancient, sleeping inside her. And now, it was whispering. You are more than this. The next day, they shocked her again. She didn't scream. They filled her veins with silver liquid. She didn't blink. One scientist leaned closer. Why won't you die? Evelyn finally looked at him. Her voice was soft, but steady. I forgot how. The scientist backed away. Later, Vorin returned. He opened the cage to drag her out. He laughed again. Time for more games, little monster. But when he grabbed her arm, she grabbed his wrist. Tight. Too tight. His armor cracked. He shouted, "Let go." She did. He stumbled back, staring at his crushed gauntlet. You weren't that strong yesterday." Evelyn tilted her head. "I'm not the same girl you tortured." He hit the alarm. Red lights flashed. Guards ran toward the cage. Evelyn sat down again, calm, silent, as if nothing had happened. In the control room, the lead scientist frowned. "Put her in full lockdown," he ordered. "Double security." But it was already too late. Evelyn wasn't just surviving anymore. She was changing. That night, the lights in her cell flickered again. This time, they stayed off for 10 seconds. When they came back on, Evelyn was gone. The camera in her cell played back static. The metal door had no signs of damage. The chains still hung from the wall. Only one thing was left behind. On the floor, written in blood, not hers, was a message scratched into the steel. "I remember now." The blood was still wet. The cage was empty. The message on the floor, "I remember now," glowed faintly under the red emergency lights. Guards ran in. They found nothing. No body, no broken door, no sign of escape, only silence. The command room, the alien leaders argued, she can't be gone. She was weak. No human can vanish from a locked cage. But deep down, even they felt it. Something had changed. Evelyn moved through the air ducts. Quiet. Fast. She didn't crawl like before. She glided, smooth, silent, like a shadow, wrapped in skin. Her fingers were stronger now, sharp at the tips. Her heartbeat was slow, controlled. She didn't panic. She listened. To the walls. To the voices. To the thing inside her that whispered. They made you suffer. Now make them remember. She stopped above the medical lab. Below her, the same technician who once injected her with pain now laughed with others. She's gone, he said. Maybe she ran out an airlock. Evelyn watched. Then, metal bent beneath her palm, she dropped down like a ghost. The lights blinked, a scream. Then silence. Only one technician survived. Barely. He shook in a corner, eyes wide, covered in someone else's blood. She didn't kill me, he whispered. Why not? A guard asked. She looked at me, the man said, and said, not yet. Evelyn moved again. She didn't run. She walked, doors opened for her, without touch. Cameras turned black when she passed. Something inside her was awake now, a force she didn't understand. But it obeyed her, or maybe it was her. In a mirror, she saw herself, and paused. Her eyes were glowing, bright white now, not blue. Her skin was pale, thinner, but stronger. Lines of light moved under the surface. Not human veins, something else, not machine, not metal, something ancient. She pressed her hand to the glass. It cracked, but she didn't feel a thing. Elsewhere, the alien general, Commander Drax, watched the reports. Cancel the experiments, he ordered. Shut down the lab. A soldier stepped forward. And the girl? Drax stared at the screen. She's not a girl anymore. Meanwhile, Evelyn reached the armory. 2 guards blocked the door. They raised their rifles. She didn't stop walking. The lights above exploded. The floor shook. When the power came back on, the door was open. The guards were gone. No blood. Just dust. And inside a new message carved into the wall. You called me a monster, so I became one. The last scene. Evelyn walks through a long hallway. Alarms ring. Aliens run in the opposite direction. She walks toward the heart of the base. Calm, eyes glowing, feet leaving faint cracks in the floor with every step. Her voice is soft, but powerful. You wanted to see what I'd become now. You'll wish I hadn't. The alarms wouldn't stop. Red lights flashed across the base. Doors sealed, guns activated. Soldiers shouted orders, but none of it mattered. She was already inside. Evelyn moved like smoke through the halls. Not a soldier, not a shadow, something in between. Her eyes glowed white. Her hands burned cold. Her breath left frost on metal. She didn't speak. She didn't need to. Fear did it for her. One squad tried to trap her in Corridor 9. 10 elite guards, heavy armor, auto turrets, gas vents, standard kill box. They never saw her move. The turrets exploded. The gas backfired. The last guard turned and ran. But the door sealed behind him. Lights flickered, and when they returned, he was gone, only his helmet remained. Inside it, a note, scratched by hand. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. The command center fell silent. Drax stood in front of the holomap. His jaw tightened. She's dismantling us floor by floor. She's not using weapons, someone whispered. She is the weapon. Evelyn reached the reactor level. A scientist stood trembling. Please, I never hurt you. She stared at him. I remember. I just ran tests. You watched me scream. He fell to his knees. I'm sorry. She stepped past him and left him alive. Not because he deserved it, but because her voice inside whispered, let the story spread. Then, she placed her hand on the reactor core. The metal pulsed beneath her skin, 1,000 years of alien tech, overwritten in seconds. Her voice filled the speakers of the entire base. You thought I was broken, you thought I would forget, but I remember everything, and now so will you. The walls cracked, energy surged. The lights turned white. The force field above the base shattered like glass. And from space, it looked like a star had been born. Hours later, human rescue ships arrived. They found the base in ruins, burned, melted, empty. No survivors, only messages carved into the steel, each one in human language, each one signed E-47. In the last chamber, they found one thing untouched: a girl's cage, open, and on the wall above it, a child's drawing burned into the surface, a stick figure with glowing eyes standing tall over the word, freed. The base was ash. The skies above it were quiet, but whispers had already begun. They called her E-47. They called her the Ghost of Iron. They called her the human that wasn't, but none of them called her by her name. Evelyn. A small human outpost picked up a strange signal, faint, cracked, and full of static. It repeated two words. Help me. A rescue team was sent. They found her inside a crashed alien ship sitting in the dark. She didn't move. She didn't blink. Just stared at them. She's human, one soldier whispered. Was, another replied. Evelyn looked up. Her eyes flickered, bright white, then soft blue. She said nothing. They brought her in, gave her a blanket, water, warmth, but none of it reached her. She sat alone in the corner of the medbay, silent, not chained, but still caged by their eyes. A medic scanned her body. She has no pulse, he said. No human heartbeat. But she's alive, the captain said. Yes and no. Her blood was silver black. Her skin changed under light. Her voice, when she finally spoke, echoed, even without speakers. They asked her what happened. She said, I was human. You left me. They changed me. One young soldier asked, Are you dangerous? Evelyn turned to him. Her voice was quiet. Only when I need to be. Later that night, she wandered the halls. A child peeked around a corner. Small, scared, human. The child asked softly, Are you a ghost? Evelyn knelt. I used to be a girl. Like you. What happened? They hurt me. The child's eyes filled with tears. So you became a monster? Evelyn looked at her glowing hands, then back at the child. No, she whispered. They did. In another room, the soldiers debated. She's a threat, one said. She took out an entire base. She destroyed monsters, another replied. She could be one now. Someone asked, What if she turns on us? The captain said, Then pray we treated her better than they did. The next day, Evelyn stood before the humans, not begging, not explaining, just standing. One soldier stepped forward. What are you now? She looked him in the eye. I'm still Evelyn. He frowned. But you're not human. Her answer was simple. Then be better than the ones who made me feel that way. She turned, walked away. Didn't ask to stay. Didn't ask for help. That night, a message appeared in the outpost computer. No one sent it. It simply wrote itself across every screen. You called me lost. I found myself. You called me a threat. I walked away. You still call me not human. Then maybe it's time you redefine human. The stars moved slowly above her. But Evelyn did not move at all. She sat on the cliff edge beyond the outpost, knees tucked to her chest, eyes closed. No air mask, no coat. Just the wind. Cold. Sharp. But she didn't feel it. Not anymore. Inside her mind there was a sound, a low hum, mechanical but alive. It pulsed through her veins, not blood, not anymore. Something older, something alien, something buried inside her body like a sleeping god. The humans thought they had rescued her, But they hadn't. She let them find her, because something inside her told her it was time to remember. That night she returned to the medbay, not for help, for answers. She walked to the scanner, alone. She lay down, turned the machine on herself, and watched. The screen lit up. Bones, yes, but not normal. Lines of metal coiled around her spine, not wires, roots. Alien symbols etched into her ribs. Her heart, gone. In its place, a core of glowing light. Her body was human, but her center was something else. The machine beeped wildly. The system couldn't process what it saw. Error. Unidentified core life form. Then a word flashed on screen. One no human. Recognized. But Evelyn did. She spoke it out loud, voice low. Raytal. Her hands shook. That name wasn't human. It was from the old stars. She walked to the terminal. Plugged into it, literally. A strand of her own energy flowed into the computer, and the screen changed. Old records, alien war archives, dates from before Earth even had cities. She saw a war between species, billions of years ago. A war ended by a weapon, a living weapon, not a machine, not a beast, a host, one body, one mind, bonded with a god engine, just like her. She looked at the last file, a warning. Never bond with a thinking host. If it remembers pain, it will become unstoppable. Behind her, a soldier entered the room. He stopped. Froze. What is this? Evelyn didn't turn. She said, They put something inside me, but I made it mine. The screen pulsed with her heartbeat. They wanted control. The soldier stepped back. And now? She looked at him, eyes glowing, but voice calm. Now they can't control anything. Later, she stood on the hill again. Above her, stars blinked. Inside her, something stirred. It wasn't rage. Not anymore. It was memory. Of pain, of power, of choice. And the quiet voice inside her whispered again, You are no longer what they made you. You are what comes next. They thought she would hide. They were wrong. Evelyn stood alone on a silent moon, her cloak still, her eyes glowing like cold fire. The message had already been sent, not to humans, to them, the ones who took her, the ones who made her, the ones who thought they erased her name. Across the stars in the Empire's black fortress, sirens screamed. The generals looked up as the lights blinked red. Who found us? No one answered, until every screen lit up. One image, her face, her voice. You taught me pain. Let me return the lesson. The first strike hit Zoran 6, the lab that built her cage. Evelyn walked through fire, like it was mist. The guards fired, missed, fell. She didn't touch them. The machines did it for her. Every system bent to her will. Doors opened for her. Walls moved aside. She left a single word behind, burned into the floor. Protocol 47, return all damage. Next, she went to the breeding station on Drathkor. She freed hundreds slaves, experiments, lost things like she once was. She didn't speak. They followed her anyway. Not because she asked, because she didn't need to. In a secret meeting room, the Empire's high voice whispered, Activate extinction code. She must be erased. They launched ships, tens, hundreds, chasing one girl. But Evelyn was no longer one girl. The core inside her, Raytal, was awake now, not just aware, angry, and it obeyed her. Her eyes burned brighter. Stars dimmed when she passed. Ships that attacked her never returned. She didn't scream. She didn't roar. She whispered, and metal bent. Flesh stopped. War ended before it began. On a ruined bridge of a dying warship, a commander begged. I was just following orders. Evelyn walked slowly toward him. The air shimmered around her, heavy with power. I did too, she said. Once. He reached for his gun. She was already gone. The ship exploded from the inside. Back on the moon where it began, Evelyn returned to her hilltop, alone, watching the stars. Not angry now, just quiet. A human ship landed behind her. An old soldier stepped out. He walked slowly, stood beside her. "You're scaring them," he said. She didn't turn. "I know. They call you a monster. I let them." "Why?" She looked up. Her voice was soft. "Because it keeps them from making another me." The war was over. Not because they surrendered, because they stopped trying. The Empire was silent now. No messages, no fleets, no more cages, just stories. Stories of a girl who was tortured and what she became. Evelyn stood inside the old outpost, alone. The walls were cracked, the floor dusty. This was where the rescue team first found her, where she said nothing, where she felt like nothing. Now, she felt everything. The humans didn't lock her up. They didn't call her back. They just waited. Some feared her. Some worshipped her. Some whispered, "She's not one of us anymore." A young cadet approached her, nervous, careful. He handed her a datapad. A single sentence on the screen. "What are you now?" She read it. Didn't reply. Not yet. Later that night, Evelyn walked through the training hall. She watched humans laugh, argue, eat, sleep, breathe. She listened. She remembered. Then she touched her chest. There was no heartbeat, not like theirs. But something still moved. Something still chose. She went to the memorial room, looked at the wall of names. One was hers, Evelyn Ray. Status presumed dead. She touched it, closed her eyes, whispered, "That girl didn't survive," then opened her eyes and added, "But I did." She walked to the commander's office. Cole was waiting. He stood slowly. "You going to disappear again?" he asked. "Maybe." "Back to the stars?" "Back to myself." He nodded. "Are you still human?" Evelyn smiled, for the first time in a long time. She smiled. "I don't bleed like you." She looked at her hands, the glowing veins, the faint hum of power. "I don't age like you or sleep or eat." She looked up. "But I still choose, I still protect. I still remember pain." She stepped closer. "I still feel love." She placed her hand on the desk. "And I still refuse to become like them." The commander looked at her. "You're more human than most I know." She turned to leave, then paused. "Tell them I'm not coming back." "To where?" "Anywhere that chains people like I was." Outside, she stepped into the sun, let it touch her face. Warm. Real. Not all pain leaves scars you can see. Not all monsters wear teeth, and not all heroes wear clean armor. Some just survive. And then, choose to make sure no one else has to. Evelyn, walking alone through the stars, no title, no rank, no leash, just one whisper carried in the dark. She was broken, she was remade, and somehow, she's still human.